What's going on, traders? Welcome to day one of 25 days of trading. We got a good one to start us off with and a whole bunch of other good videos following. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single video every morning at 11 a.m. I'll be uploading the next day. So make sure you tune in. Don't miss it. We got a stacked lineup of a bunch of videos coming your way. So make sure you keep tuning on in. But in this video, to start us off with, I'm going to teach you a strategy, a simple one, a short one of just the power of 20 points. You can see from all my trades almost ever, I don't catch all of every move, and neither do you. Admit it, we don't. And you're not going to. We can't have that expectation. But that's fine. You don't need to. I'll show you the power of just getting in, finding your 1R, and getting out. There's plenty of move within the market when you use this strategy that I'm going to teach you with the VWAP. I also teach it even more in depth in Futures 2.0, which I'll show you here. If you look on AceFX TV real quick, my new course, Futures 2.0, which is available only on AceFX TV, is going to break down even more in depth these strategies of how to get in, how to get out, your risk management, where your stop should go, how to get funded and scale it, all these different things. Successful habits that you need in order to pass combines, get payouts, be professional, all these different things. So make sure you go tune that on. And even if you haven't seen that or you never traded futures, check out Futures 101 right before that. That one is free on AceFX TV. You do not need to be a member. So go check that out first. If you've never traded futures, then honestly, what I say in 2.0 probably isn't going to make too much sense. So make sure you go watch both. And then once you learn them, come join me on the streams where I'll take those same trades live every day with Austin, Zach, and James, and we'll trade through the New York Open. But in today's video, let's go over some examples. Let's look at some markups for my month of November. You can see just shy of 10K. Sucks, but we'll take the 9,500 any day of the month, any day. But a nice month, a drier month in terms of the days I traded. Definitely not every day. I took 2 trips this month, so definitely didn't trade every day, which is fine because that's not the video of less trades equals more profit. That I don't need to trade every day. But of the days I did trade, I made it count. I put on good risk. I took my repeatable setup. And could still have a great month, right? 9 days, 9,500. I guess we'll call that. I made about 1,000 a day, right? So it really is just finding your 1 to 2 trades and getting out, coming back tomorrow, ending the day green. But like I said, let's look at some examples. On this first one, I know the P&L may be behind my head here, but you get the gist. We get a big move down. I didn't capitalize on any of it, right? But it's confirming my shorts, lower highs, lower lows. This blue line here is our initial bounce low. That first hour set from the day from New York Open to 10:30 a.m. becomes a key level. I talk about that in the course as well. Well, you can see how well we've been respecting it since the one tap back here, a second time, but sellers don't break the lower day view up these two attempts. So I'm not even fully short yet because sellers aren't 100% in, like Brian Shannon says. But we respect the initial balance, so being pinched here. But then once sellers can finally break us underneath, now I want to get in short, catch the next leg of that move, right? I don't need to catch this entire short over here. I could just find my one piece of the next move that's going to move lower. So I get in once the lower day drop is taken out, risking 8.5 points because that level's been respected quite nicely. If we do break above it, I don't want to be short right now. I maybe look for a short price even higher, and I get out at the lower day. I don't need to hold this thing all day. If it wants to keep on falling, cool. I'll wait for another pullback and maybe short it like this, right? Imagine I did short this on the left side of the screen. I'd be out of it at some point and be looking to get back in like I do over here, right? But you just need your one trade, 1 to 2 trades a day. On this one, strong bullish open. I don't capitalize on any of it. There's no significant pullback that I could see that I could long in there besides this one. It pulls back to the open range high, which is this black horizontal line that first 15 minutes from the New York Open. It's also lining up with this New York view up here in black and actually the green all-time high view up. So we're defending that quite nicely. Buyers are holding as support. But again, the trigger is going to be on that break of high a day view up in purple here. And I catch my 1R, 1.4R, 10 points, risking 7. And it does continue higher. But I can always look for another pullback and get back in on the next leg once buyers step back in. So you'll see that a lot in this video and throughout the course. Of course, this one on a short, it's a smaller screen because I was traveling. You can tell I took this markup on a laptop, but move down, pop for a new low day here at the open. Not chasing that. I discussed that a bunch of my streams and in my videos that I'm not chasing that first one. I want to make sure it's not inducement of shorts and buyers quickly just send us right back higher. That's this New York view up here in blue. That's my point of interest. I want to see if sellers defend it there or are buyers going to step back in. Since the sellers defend it, I get back in short on the, you guessed it, low of day VWAP, saying sellers are back in, and we make a nice move lower for 16 points. I get out at 6,000 because that's where orders were. So I got about 7, 8 points, risking 7 to 8 points. I don't need to hold on to this all day because one, the power of this 1R, I put on good risk. I'm out at 1R. Boom, I made enough. Plus, these moves don't always often run clean, straight lower. That actually turns around the rest of the day. That I don't need to hold on to this forever. I don't need to make 40 points or 4R in order to make money. I made about 1R probably in all my trades, making 9,500 on the month. So you don't need to hold all of every move. Because in fact, I actually get a re-entry later on in the opposite direction, doing the opposite of what I did in that first one, right? Waiting for it to break out of the bottom of the opening range low. Now I'm waiting for it to break back outside the open range high the second time, with buyers breaking the high day VWAP. And same thing, I get 12 points. You don't need all of every move. I didn't long any of this climb up higher, although I thought about it. I didn't see a beautiful, beautiful entry. But once at this point, longs are completely confirmed for me. Let me find my next piece. I'm not longing it up here at the highest price. I wait for a pullback. Let me go get my next leg of the bullish trend, aka the higher high. On this one, the very next day, it looks very similar to that first short we took back here, right? Breaking outside the opening range low. This one doesn't break outside of it, but it looks very similar. How sellers defend that New York view up, which is why I liked it. But I did size down a little bit just because it wasn't outside of it. So that is a little bit of a knock that sellers weren't fully in yet, but takes its time all below my VWAP. So sellers are still here this entire time, although it's going very, very slowly. Same thing. It finally pops lower. I get my 1R and I'm out. Surprise, surprise. It comes back up. Would have tagged me out for nothing. I don't need to hold these trades forever. I just need my 7, 8, 15, 20 points, whatever my 1.5 R is. In this case, I'm risking 7. Let's go get 10, right? Clean, sellers in the whole time. I don't need to marry this trade short because I have enough money on the trade that my 1R, 1.5 R is enough. What's enough to you? That's really what it is. If 1R isn't enough to you, you're probably risking too small, in my opinion. That you should be content with a 1R gain because you have significant risk on it. This short on the next day, same thing, similar to one of the longs we looked at earlier. I didn't catch any of this slide down. Right? Could I have? I could have. Wasn't at the desk on coaching calls in the afternoon, but that would have been the best price, and you absolutely could have. I'm sure I could find a markup of shorting it down there. But damn, I missed it. I'm on calls. I'm eating lunch. I'm just not around. You can still find your next trade. The short's now confirmed even more, finally breaking for a new low a day. That blue line again, that initial balance we went over on one of the other trades, being defended here again. I sell it off that, risking 10 points. Let's go get 12 points. I don't need to hold it all day either. That I got my 1R. We're at a key level of the current low a day, and I'm out. Let's take a look at the next one. What happens? That trade actually bounced right back up. Would have got a donut on it if 12 points, 1R wasn't enough and you're trying to hold it forever. But there's plenty of power and plenty of money in these quick short moves. Your 1Rs, your 1.5 Rs, because it pulls back. What do you get? A re-entry. Another sign that sellers are stepping back in and we want to move lower again. So I short it again, get my 12 points back to that lower day. What happens? It bounced again. So if I just somehow married both trades, wanted them to sink all day, you'd walk away with nothing. Instead, I walk away with 1R and 1.2R, whatever. Two trades, two wins. Someone else that doesn't think 1R isn't enough, they're going to get stopped at break even on both. This one was just recently a swing high. You can see it's not the true high of day since that's technically still back here at the open. But this is the most recent point where buyers took a break because we pulled back here. I want to see them step back in from there, which they do here. I'm risking 14 points. We get a pop for a new high day at 17. I'm out. Nice little continuation of that trend. Could I have longed it back here once it started breaking above the New York, scaling back up a little bit? Sure. I missed it. Pulls back. Here's my slice. Here's my slice of the pie. I don't need to get it all. I don't need to long it down here at the yesterday's New York view up here in blue and long it to the top of the range. I'll long it up here at 58, way higher than everyone else that bought it down here and still make my money. I don't need all of every move. Completely fine with that. I mean, look at this one. My long comes in, we opened the day at like 18. I long it at 44. I didn't long any of this back here. We finally get a small pullback. Buyer stepping back in. Boom, let me get in, risking 5 points. I go get 10. or I get less than 10 because this whole move is 11. I get my 1R and it moves 11, probably even higher because this is like 15 up here that I could have held it all day. And maybe I should have. Maybe I could practice on that of how to trail the stop. But just like we went over in all the other videos, there's plenty of ones that, or any other trades, plenty of ones that go 1R, come right back, 1.5R, come right back. So this is one of the examples where there's not a single seller in the market on that day. It just drifted higher all day. But I still found my little slice of the pie on that day. And you can see that's Friday, November 29th, the most recent trade I just took, the last trade I just took before this video. And what did we do on that day? 3 grand. But 7 points isn't enough. 10 points isn't enough. Or whatever I made out of this one. Right? Probably 7 points, 11 points. So there is power in a short move, simple, repeatable setup where you just catch your one piece of the trend. Because like I said, could anyone get better exits? Sure. Are we ever going to catch the whole move and perfect exits? 1 out of 1,000. So I'm not really concerned with that, not bothered by that. But I'll keep on taking my 1Rs, my high probability setups, winning more than I'm losing, winning days more than I'm losing on given days, and keep rinse and repeating, right? But it's a simple, repeatable setup that once you understand it, you should be able to apply it to the markets like I have here in Futures 2.0. It's going to take one, two, I'd say even maybe three watches through it to fully understand it. But once you do, you should be able to find it easy to sink into your brain of seeing these patterns over and over again. Even all these markups, once you just see these high day breaks, these low day breaks over and over again, you find the little nuances of what you like, what you don't like as much, what's in common of your losers, your winners, which I also explain in the course for you. But the power of 20 points, the power of 10 points, right? The power of 5 points, the power of 1R is really what you could say, because there's plenty of moves that I don't catch nearly all of it, but I keep stacking green days. I keep winning more than I'm losing. I'll keep taking payouts. So I got no problem with it. I really think people, obviously, we all want to deep down make as much as we can from that one move. I'm in a winner. Let's try to stretch this forever, right? That, like, let's do it risk free. Let's keep going. But know your data, know how long your trades normally run before they come back, how long your average trade really is, and you'll probably be surprised that you're probably better off taking profits sooner and not be left stranded at break even all the time. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoy the video. Hopefully you enjoy the strategy. Once you go through the course, through these videos, my streams, all those different things, if you ever need me, always feel free to reach out if you got questions or you want more clarification on the courses, questions about my streams, the trades I take once I post them, anything like that. Always feel free to reach out. Check out ACFX TV and make sure you check in tomorrow for day 2. Like I said, 11 a.m. Eastern every day through Christmas. We'll have 25 of these nice videos. We got another good one in store for tomorrow. So I'll see you then.